Hello, welcome to another episode of New Gameplay Today. I'm your host, Jeff Cork, joined today by a rare appearance, Matthew Kato.
How's it going?
Doing super well. How are you?
Good. I crawled out from under that rock, so here I am.
Yeah.
Boy, zip right out here.
Yahoo! And we've also got Leo Vado. All right, how you doing, Leo Vado?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jeff Kef?
Jeff Kef. There you go. We're having fun, aren't we, Kato? This is why you live under a rock. You avoid this nonsense. What are we looking at here, buddy?
This is Onrush, which is coming out, I think, like June 5th. And here we've got one of the four modes, the race modes that I've played through. And this one's called Lockdown. So as you can see, we're trying to capture some zones. We're all racing forward to capture the zone. And whoever gets the most cars from their team into the zone sort of captures the zone. So he says new zone, and it's there. It spawns ahead of us. So we're all sort of like, it's like on the dog track where they're chasing that fake bone kind of thing. So now we're in the zone.
Yeah.
Green means instead of anybody's, and then blue or orange is when it changes colors.
All right.
So they're all two-team objective-based modes, right?
Yes.
All of the racing? That's what sets this game apart.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some times in some modes where you might be out for number one a little bit more often. And I think in general, if you're just racing to survive and not die, I think a lot of times that in and of itself will benefit your team. So I think it does have a nice balance between a team objective and also just if you want to just be a selfish bastard, then that's fine too.
So is this you playing? We're just looking at some footage here. Is this you playing, really?
Yep. And as you can see down the bottom, it says triangle press to rush.
Yeah.
So I've done enough stuff in the world, like I had near misses, I've taken people out, where I've used enough boost, where I hit triangle, and this is the rush. So this is like, depending on what car you have, it'll do a different sort of, different kind of rush. So some rush lasts longer depending on what car it has. Some rush benefits your teammates. So again, it's one of those things where it's like, if you have boost, which you're just constantly hitting X and just turbo forward, and then 2 or 3 times during a match, you're going to notice, hey, I've got enough rush, and then you're going to hit triangle. So it's never wrong just to just be jamming the boost and just be activating the rush as soon as you can. And as you can see on the bottom there's the different vehicle types. Some modes that may lock out some vehicle types temporarily or whatnot, but generally you're going to have all of them.
Oh, Kato, what are you doing here, buddy? Don't judge. You did drive through a church very well.
Yeah, and again, as you're sort of playing, you're going to be like, okay, I need some more boost. I'm going to drive through this little gap here, and that'll give me a little bit more boost. Because like I said, you're constantly going to be using it, and so when you catch your breath and you're not going to get rammed by somebody, you may be like, oh, I'm going to skim by this tree, get a little bit more boost, and also sort of contribute to my rush total here.
There are also little grunt cars, right? Those are AI controlled, I presume.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that's is like when you're looking around and you need some boost, you're looking for some fodder. You can just take out one of those. They're happy to be taken out for your boost needs.
Oh, that's generous of them.
Yeah, very nice of them.
Oh my lord, the guy on the motorcycle. You just literally killed him. Probably.
He's okay. He'll be back.
All right. So who makes this game? Where did this come from, Kato?
This is by a new division of Codemasters, and this division, the studio, was the old studio that did Drive Club.
Oh, okay.
The old Sony first party title.
Yeah.
So these are those guys, and they now have their sort of own thing within Codemasters. And so this is, Codemasters does your F1 games, it does Dirt, it does some more sim-based stuff, but this is obviously a little different flavor from that. So, and as you can see, it says I'm falling behind. You may be asking yourself, how come we've never seen, look out. How come you've never seen, a checkered flag or anything like that? It's because we're racing, but we're not racing. So obviously you want to go as fast, and you want to just sort of, it does well to sort of be in front or to be a good racer, but it's all by rounds, and so you win here because you met the victory conditions, in which case we've captured the most zones in this particular mode, but it's not about coming in first per se or anything like that.
It's having a good time.
Exactly.
All right, what is this next mode we're going to be looking at here?
So this is just going to, obviously, you're going to the post mode screen, so it's going to, give you some give you some sort of achievements here for what you've done, and you'll unlock different, obviously, customization, skins, and stuff like that. And there are crates down at the bottom. It says 5 crates, which again is unlocking different, customization stuff. I don't know how much sort of competitive upgrades you're going to get. Let's say if you're really good, you've got a lot of crates. I don't know that there's going to be anything non-cosmetic. You know what I'm saying? That's going to lock.
Yeah, like performance upgrades.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty limited because it's just not the feel of like a, hey, you can get this sort of OP power because you're a high tier.
Right.
I don't get it's that sort of sense.
I think the fact that they showed your driver doing some terrible breakdancing shows that that's where they're going to be putting their unlocks toward, right? Like you wouldn't pull the driver out of the car if you weren't going to make him do a bunch of crazy crap through unlocks.
So this mode is now, okay, so obviously you're going through the gates. Those gates will sort of come and go, they'll sort of expand and contract.
Okay.
The cool thing about this one, obviously, is, the more gates you go through, the better the better scoring your team does. But it definitely sort of, serves as a choke points for everybody. So then if you're on a bike or something like that, and you're trying to, it's kind of like, do I want to make the checkpoint and get the points for my team? Or do I want to avoid, some of the heavy hitting cars around here? So you're sort of always kind of gauging around you of like, should I go for that point, or should I just live, skate by and then maybe see if I can get the next one? So it's kind of a mix of free form driving, and then it sort of funnels down into these choke points for the gates.
How many modes are there total?
Now, there are 4 of these that I played.
Okay.
I don't know that honestly, I don't know if there's more. By the way, real quick, you see I'm sort of like going over these O's.
Yeah.
Those will get you more boost, but there's definitely times where people, when they sort of activate their rush, depending on the car or whatnot, sometimes they'll leave like, it'll be teammates who will leave you good stuff, or sometimes it'll be opponents who will leave you like damaging stuff. So it's kind of like when you're in the zone, you're like, I'm gonna run over whatever's in front of me because I assume it's gonna get me boost or it's gonna be good. And then maybe like 15% of the time it'll be like, oh crap, let's not go over that. And so and you can tell, you get used to being able to tell what's good and bad. But it's all a pretty fast game.
Yeah. And it's based on different cars, right? Like
yes.
Certain ones have special abilities that drop things for your teammates?
Yes, yeah. And then there's color involved too. So obviously if it's like, those bright orange O's are good for boost.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if it's in the video here, if we'll be seeing it, but there's been times when it's like, I'm blue, and then the orange team drops something that's lethal, and I can tell that, like, okay, I don't want to go for that.
Right.
It's this flaming orange thing, and you're like, okay, I'll avoid that. But you're making those decisions pretty quick, and it's something you will look at. It's something you get used to. I think I was probably trying to skim by that pillar to pick up some boost, and that obviously didn't work out right.
Like in this mode, dropping things would be particularly deadly because everyone's kind of gravitating toward that really narrow lane through these checkpoints.
Yeah. And then there's these what are called grave markers, which you can pick up when you're your teammates and stuff. It's for boost, or I think it's anybody's there for boost. But a lot of times, guess where those grave markers are? They're right in front of a pillar.
I think that was ridiculous. By the way, you were completely robbed that a motorcycle landed on your roof and it took you out.
That's one of their perks. That person was by boosting off of that jump, and then they had that particular. That particular sort of perk. So this is Overdrive is kind of a pretty basic one where obviously we're not having the gates anymore. So what we're doing is this is more of a every person for themselves in the sense that the better you do, the more boost you have, the more rush you activate. Dear. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking there. The more teams, there was a penny on the ground in front of that pillar or something. I just had to pick it up. The more boost you activate. This is the snow makes it a little slippery for some of the cars. It is a little hard to course adjust, but this one's again kind of free form. So basically, the better you do, the more boost you get, or whatever, the better your team does overall. So it's a little simpler, and it's a little bit just kind of easy just to run around and just knock people around and get some boost.
Right. Now, is it something where like the teams will fill up with bots if you don't have enough? Or are these all live players you're with?
These are all live players, and actually that's a good question because we obviously we filled the session with like-minded individuals for this particular
interested third parties.
Yeah, people of interest.
Excellent. So this mode is pretty good though, but like you said, fairly basic.
Yeah.
Easier to get your mind around.
Yeah, if you wanted to.
Oh no.
There was a number of times in here where I can't remember where I thought like I was being clever and thought I could like skip across the water or just make a jump to
I don't know why
a
I
shortcut.
picked this round to show off this mode. I must have something against you.
You were also fielding a lot of very important phone calls with your other hand. Right, Kato?
Yeah, that's
I
true.
remember it.
Time is money, man. You know, I'm always like, I think that canyon, right? As you can see, there's a jump, and I probably felt there's sometimes I could probably shortcut that and probably came up short. You know, fool me once, something, fool me twice. I'm just dead in the water, I guess.
Exactly.
You know.
All right.
I think it's so interesting to have a racing game like this, quote unquote racing, where when you die, you just spawn right back in the pack. Like it's all about keeping up and being in this mobile convoy. It's like if they made a Burnout game that was only about doing takedowns.
Yeah, and as you can see, what just happened there was it said getting you back into the action because I just, maybe I died too much or I'd fallen back of the field and it'll just warp you ahead. And I'm almost positive that there's no penalty to that.
That's great.
So it's just like, hey, just get back in with everybody else. We'll ignore, how bad you are.
This is rubber band AI. I could get behind Kato.
Yeah, it's just it's just like they make no bones about it.
Right.
So this is Switch, and this is everybody starts out on a bike, and then if you die, you change to vehicles to progressively sort of tougher vehicles. So in the beginning, it's like everybody's kind of trying to avoid each other, but you're trying to survive and stuff and maybe take out some of the AI. But then later as you go along, you get you get more like the tank kind of vehicles.
Right. Oh dear. Trading paint with one of those guys.
Yeah, the bike was one of those that I just never got a great feel for. Like I've been told that it can be pretty, it definitely has advantages, but obviously maneuverability being one,
right? But
you're weaker, and it was one of those vehicles that just as I was picking up and playing it, I never got a great mastery over it,
right?
But I imagine I'd be curious if when you get really good at this, if the bike ends up being the one to get.
Interesting.
I think this game looks super fun. I'm really excited to try this.
Yeah, and as you can see, we're just kind of plowing through the modes here. I was probably better at some, maybe like the gate one I felt a little bit better at, but, it's not really a wrong way to play it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're kind of conscious of your teammates, but you're working with them, but I didn't feel like I was like having to overthink too much, Yeah.
You're a natural, kid. You see this stuff you're doing? That flip you did? It was amazing.
Yeah, the flips also.
That part sucked.
If you're ever going to
technically a flip,
going over a jump and you want to just half it and get yourself in a barrel roll, you'll get boost for that. So there's kind of some of those happy accidents where you're like, oh no, I didn't. I'm kind of flipping in midair. You land on your wheels, bam, you get some boost for it.
Did you ever land upside down? Because it feels like it lets you complete the barrel roll most times.
Yeah, it does. To the point where most of the times I was pretty confident just going for it. There were some couple times, maybe on the heavier vehicles, where it just didn't work out for me so much. But I would say most of the time, it was a successful barrel roll. So here already, I'm down to like my last two choices. So clearly, guys, anybody still on a bike? Man, I don't know.
Oh God! Nope.
No.
You were robbed.
Yeah, this one's obviously night, so some of those tree groupings come up pretty quickly here.
They fake you out. You think you can go between them.
So I'm on I'm out of switches. I think maybe my whole team is out of switches. So clearly our team's not doing as well. And you can see on the upper top of the screen there, the orange people are doing a little bit better than the blue people.
Yeah. So the fix is in, is what you're trying to say. To some degree.
The viewers can watch the footage and decide for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
both sides.
Exactly. So this is out on PS4. That's what you're playing it on. What else is it coming out on?
And also Xbox One. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if it's coming out for PC. Sorry about that.
We'll have it in the description.
There we go.
All right. Well, Kato, thanks for joining us and showing us Onrush.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Leo, thank you for doing you.
My pleasure.
And viewers, thanks for watching.